Here I am getting ready for brunch. It's Saturday. I just saw this amazing look by Jane Hughes and I'm going to do that. But my face is so dry and you can see, plus the weather in Vancouver is not being friendly. I can't believe how much I bit my lips. Anxiety. Okay, clipping the hair away. I would have put serum first, but I'm not in a mood. So I'm just going to start off with eye cream. This is the BIOSSANCE, the eye cream. I like this cream because it just almost immediately just like sinks into the skin. I need to really hydrate my eyelids for that, and I'm going to use the La Mer, the eye concentrate, and I'm just going to use it with this just for a little bit of depuffing so that I have a little bit on my lid, and I'm just going to, sorry, a little bit on that ball. I'm just going to swirl this. Oh, this feels so good. And for face, this is like my DECAY cream, and this is like the same, the BIOSSANCE, and this is kind of like the same texture of the eye cream, but it does remain like a tiny bit dewy, which I like. So can you see the finish of the cream? It's kind of dewy. So I'm also going to go ahead and use sunscreen, but before that I'll just wait for the skincare to sink in. So I'm just gonna go grab a cup of coffee and come. I need the skincare to go in first. The skincare has kind of sunken in. I'm gonna apply this SUPERGOOP Glowscreen. It's a cloudy day today. I'm not gonna go too overboard, but I like to cover stuff like, you know, places where I'm naturally a little more pigmented. You can see this leaves no white cast. Whoa. Also, this primes the skin very well, so I wouldn't sort of go in with the primer on top of this. I'm gonna let the sunscreen to sink in for about, give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Before I forget, I did feel that my skin, that something was pilling. Pilling is when two formulas don't sort of, you know, not go cohesive with each other. They kind of have a little bit of a fight and you see something sort of rolling into tiny balls. It definitely has to be the sunscreen not sitting over this moisturizer. So, corrector under the eyes, for me, a must have. Maybe just the tiniest dot. So a trick that I do is I start blending with one finger, and the moment I feel like it's getting too much, I switch to another finger, so I work with only what is left on my skin. I'm going to use my tried and tested Tom Ford in the shade Tawny. Let's see, I just hope this does not pill too. You can see a bit of pilling happening still, but I'm not gonna let that bother me. I'm just using the Born This Way concealer. This concealer just changed the game for me, and I'm just going to tap this. So I have a bit of rosacea, or I don't know, sensitive skin, something in this area. So I'm just kind of going on top of that too. I love a good face coming together. Just seeing any marks that kind of can be seen, just going over them. Oh, by the way, this is how you make your dark circle work for you. You know, you would probably just have to cover a bit from the front and your skin takes care of the rest. So I'm going to go in with the NARS Smudge Proof Tinted Eyeshadow Base, and I'm just going to use this. Oh, please. Okay, please, please, please be blended. Okay, I like it. As long as I look even toned. Okay, I'm just gonna check under eyes once more, just to make sure there's no creasing. And I'm using the Secret Brightening Powder of Laura Mercier because this is the only thing that works for me. It works for me at creasing, so this is Makeup Forever. I'm just gonna almost stamp this in on the center of my face. Okay, for eyes, I'm just gonna start off with Orange Soda from the Soft Glam palette. And I'm gonna go right in. I'm going to use the packing side. So same orange soda. Now you can see depositing. And I'm blending. Okay, next I would recommend you trying to get a nice orange shade that you like. And I'm gonna pick up that orange and stamp it on the lid. So I am. And then I'm gonna blend around that. I like to use this sort of stamp and blend method because you can work in layers. Blending, I'm just going around the edges in tiny, 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 tiny circles. I'm going to build it up a little more in the outer corner. So I'm just pulling the rest, like kind of swiping it. Blending it. Now this eye is the more hooded eye for me. So I have to, if you see, I have to bring this up onto this bone a bit. So I am just pulling that. Quickly, before we move on, this is the shirt that I want to wear. It's a little of a pajama style something. So what I want to do now is just keep this against my skin just to make sure like the orange is seen and it's not getting too washed out. This is a MAC 239 brush. Just getting that on top of my brow bone as well. Still gotta darken this. As of now, I'm just going to blend this out, upward till the brow bone and out. I am quite happy with the saturation of the I'm quite happy with the saturation of the orange color. What was left on the brush, I am just sweeping it under. I'm just trying to see which color should I use under my eye. This or this? I think this. Using that same brush, I am just placing this under and I'm bringing it all the way to the inner corner. I'm just dragging this out in the outer corner that way and making it meet that orange. With whatever is left of that orange, I'm just blending it on the back of my hand here to create like that shade. And I'm just putting that in like this little I don't know how to say that, it just adds a little bit more dimension to your look. Okay, next up is a pink. I feel this might mute down the look. So I have this nice Dior shade called Pink in Love. Before that, I completely forgot I have to bronze my skin. So I'm just going to use the Chanel Tan Soleil de Chanel. And I'm using this on a big brush. And we're going to go right in. Just to add a bit of warmth. I'm happy with how that looks. Whoa. I think I just screwed over my makeup. Just going over the sides of my nose. I hope this pink that I've selected is something that will brighten the whole look. And I'm going to kind of test that on the back of my hand a bit. So let's see. That's the orange. And this is the pink blush. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay. Maybe more so on the outer part. Let's see. I just took like a dual fibered brush and I'm just definitely got to darken this. So and I'm bringing this down, going over my nose, pulling the remaining or like whatever is left on the brush over the nose, on the chin a bit, and into the forehead. Just gonna crease along the outsides of the brow just to make it a little cohesive. Yeah, I think now it's fine. I'm also bringing this shirt to make sure I don't look too. I think it works just fine. Maybe a little more blush. I'm actually gonna bring in a little bit of eye definition and I'm going to do that by putting a little bit of brown eyeliner. Okay, and for that I'm using Coffee by MAC, and I'm just giving a bit of shape to the eye, because I just don't want it to look too downward. So I'm just working this in the sort of outer half of my eye, and I'm gonna blend this in a jiffy with my MAC pencil brush, MAC 219, and I'm just going Next up is brows.
Right, for brows I am using the ABH Slim Pencil. My aim here was to get them pointing straight up and out, and to achieve some symmetry. I'm currently editing 2 of my brow routine videos, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, yeah. I'm just going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix, I think, yeah. And I'm just combing that up. The trick that I was talking about is getting a concealer. This is just a Clé de Peau. I'm just saturating it with a tiny brush, and I'm just cleaning up this part, and I'm gonna blend that in. Maybe with your concealer brush, just to clean up. I think I'm going to use Hover by MAC on my lips. I thought, let me do lips before, like, you'll at least get a hint of what the look looks like. Gonna go in with something similar like what she put, but obviously maybe not the exact shade. This is Very Victoria by Charlotte Tilbury. I think I need a little more contrast, so I'm just going in with a little bit of this Patrick Ta lip liner. I'm taking this Danessa Myricks Wet Dewy Balm, just where I need it. And lastly, mascara. Just okay. I'm gonna remove this. My curls are fine. I love the contrast of the colors. I think I'm ready for brunch.